flow? Is the communication between the two of you, solid enough that you guys can focus on enjoying each other without there being this psychological kind of back and forth as there is in many relationships?
What I can tell you about my relationship with my wife, and you have to understand that as a seducer, I've reached a point in my life, and I'm not saying this to be egotistical, it's just to give you an idea of the reality that I'm enjoying. I have my choice of women. I don't have to get married unless I want to. Mm-hmm. When I met my wife, I wanted to get married. Mm-hmm. We met in late October. Our first date lasted something like 36 hours. Aww. By the end of that date, I knew she was the one. She knew I was the one. We immediately went out looking for a ring. We found and purchased a ring 2 weeks later. Mm-hmm. I officially got engaged to her 2 months after meeting her. We moved in together about 3 months after that because her lease was up, and we just decided, you know what, we're just going to move in together now. And again, this whole process of the engagement was as a means of still getting to know each other and making sure that, we were compatible. When I proposed to her, I did so in front of my whole family. This was around New Year's Eve. I called the whole family over, got on one knee, did the whole spiel, because I wanted to make a public statement to everyone that, yeah, here I am, I'm this guy who's had the 5 girlfriends at the same time, and that, but I'm choosing her. We got married on September 8th of this past year, 2007. And the only reason why we got married on that date is because my parents were married that day, my brother was married that day, my sister was married that day. I wanted to complete a family tradition. Otherwise, we would have gotten married much sooner. We have the same birthday, and that's the day we would have gotten married. Here's what I can tell you about the relationship I'm in now. It is the least drama-filled relationship I've ever been in. We laugh every day. She gets my sense of humor, which was really important to me. We have a playfulness about each other. There is a deep affection for one another. Now, is a relationship effortless? No. Every relationship requires effort. Even the best. I consider myself having one of the best relationships I've ever had in my life, and it still requires effort every day. When she goes to work, hey, I got stuff I got to do at home. When I go to work, she has stuff that she has to do. We need to be able to support each other. Her family, her immediate family, and a number of her friends have completely abandoned her for marrying me. Her parents and her brother and sister-in-law did not attend the wedding. She was told that when it comes to things like, we celebrated Christmas recently, she was not invited to Christmas dinner because she was told, you would only be invited to family get-togethers if you do not bring Frank. And she insisted, says, no, Frank is my husband. And so Christmas has come and gone, and she wasn't even invited to Christmas dinner with her family. So she's given up a lot to be with me.
Yeah, but you know what, Frank? When I listen to that, when I go, onto the web and I read the forums and about seduction and guys who are like, chit-chatting about, say, sleeping with a virgin or using pickup lines or wearing, crazy clothes to get attention and that sort of thing. And I think about what you just told me, the depth of that and the sacrifice that both of you are making to be with each other. It just seems like night and day. So
Okay. I really want to address this because this is such an important point. You have to understand that when the seduction community first began, it was a different sort of guy, it was a different sort of vibe than what it is today. When the seduction community began, and I was one of the founders of one of the original seduction layers, I was in this from near the beginning. the majority of the guys who would join a lair usually were between the ages of, let's say, 25 and 40. Most of us usually were accomplished in our respective fields. We had already gone through school. We had already figured out who we were in other areas of our lives. And it was just our love lives that was the one really sucky area. So when we got together and we decided, okay, well, we want to study this, that's not to say that